What's going on, everybody? This is Snowman. Welcome back to another episode of SnoStorm, the series where we kind of brainstorm and break down video ideas that for whatever reason couldn't quite make it onto the main channel. Today we're going to talk about all things Pokemon, and so I'm actually kind of excited to talk about that, my relationship with it, how it's changed, my current obsession, but all the while today we're going to be playing Pokopia, which has definitely been my recent obsession as well, that I'd really enjoyed. Figured I'd maybe walk around, show you my village a little bit, so let's kind of dive into that. Yeah, I'll give you the real quick like MTV Cribs tour there. I am starting to build my house, make a storage place where it's just kind of like easy to store all of my things and I can come back and get things whenever I want. I'll show you my room. Here's my cooking stuff, and then like here's my room. Yeah, so anyway, we're going to be building the house today, and then I just want to talk about Pokemon. So, you know, like many kids, I played Pokemon a lot as a kid. I had Pokemon Yellow on the Game Boy Color. I had Pokemon Gold. I think that was my favorite generation out of all. The one I enjoyed the most was Gen 2. Just played that one in and out, had a, you know, really strong relationship with that. But then I kind of took a dip. I never really had a Game Boy Advance or, you know, SP or any of that stuff, so I didn't play any game, you know, Pokemon games for quite a while into like a huge chunk of my 20s. And then I just recently have started to kind of get back into it, probably with like Pokemon Legends. Arceus was like a huge one where I was also really into it. I mean, it's not like Pokemon ever left. Like I never really, you know, went away with my relationship with Pokemon, but definitely kind of got a lot more back into it here in my 30s. And a big proponent of that recently has been Pokemon Pocket, actually, TCG Pocket, because that has also kind of sent me down this rabbit hole I mentioned in a recent video of getting into the trading card games again, which again, like I also collected those as a kid. In fact, I'll just kind of show you this here real quick. This is my binder as a kid. I definitely collected cards as a kid. I had a whole bunch. We'll get into this. I'll talk about all this later, but this is literally my binder from, I mean, you can tell it's like really old, but anyway. Yeah, so it's just like, what happened is I started playing Pokemon TCG Pocket. It's only been out for like a year and a half. I got into it like a month after it came out. There's only like one other set than the main set, the first set they came out with, and I really liked the trading card game as a kid too. I played the Game Boy Color game, the trading card game on the Game Boy Color, and I really liked that game a lot. That taught me how to play the card game, and so I know like kind of tangentially how to play it. I didn't do it like professionally or anything or competitively, but I got into Pocket because it was, you know, cool to have like virtual cards where you could open every day, but then also like there were these missions and solo stuff where you could play the trading card game, and it was a different kind of version where it was a little more laid back. It wasn't so intense, where like a thing that I didn't like in the trading card game is you have to have the energy cards to play anything, and you have to like draw the cards, but in Pocket it gives you energy every round, so it at least like takes out that randomness factor of it, which I really liked. And it's smaller decks. Again, I mentioned this in a recent video, but I really liked TCG Pocket. Got super into it, played that really competitively, got into like Master Ball rank a couple times, and just really enjoy it. I still play it every day, but you know, it's not like I'm super addicted to it like I used to be, but I do still play it. But then, like I said, that was kind of like a slippery slope where that totally sent me into collecting the trading cards now. And again, ever since I was a kid, never touched them, and then just recently started to really get interested in the illustration rares, because that's kind of like a new thing now, where before, like, you know, all the cards had just the small picture on it. Now it's like you actually can have these beautiful cards, and I just kind of started researching and kind of looking into like cards I would be interested in. I just went on like tcgplayer.com, and that's been where I've been getting all my cards. You can just buy singles, and that's another big thing that's different now, is if there's a card you want, you can literally just go and buy it. So I kind of just went around a bunch and made a big spreadsheet of all the cards that I was interested in, and have just slowly been picking them up as I can. Another thing that's really cool is the app called Collector, with no E, or I guess there's one E, Collector, not ER. I'm not sponsored by them at all. It just is a really good app because I've been using it extensively. I have all my favorites on there of what I want to get. And there's a cool thing you can do where you can like organize it by percent change. So like if a card has really dropped in price, it goes to the top of the list. And then what I'd been doing a lot to just get the best deals is like get the cards that have really dropped in price. Now, of course, right now we're in like an insane boom where the market is really, really crazy right now. It's also near impossible to find cards like unopened, sealed product, and so that's a whole separate thing. But for the most part, I've just been doing singles and just buying the cards I want, which really is the way to go if you're like curious about this stuff but don't know where to start. Like, just get cards that you want, because getting the sealed stuff, you know, it's like you're not gonna like get the card you want anyway, just statistically speaking. So it's fun to open packs, and actually, surprise, we're gonna do that in just a minute. We're gonna open some packs, but for the most part, it's just easier to just get the cards you want. And so I've done that, and I want to show you what my collection, my binder so far. So we're gonna do that, and then I also just want to open some cards just for fun too, just because again, like, it's just kind of been my latest thing that I've been super into. So let's do that. I want to show you my binder. Okay, so this is my binder. This is a Vault-X binder. They just have really, really good sleeves. It's a side-loading thing, and I really like that. I also put every card in these like kind of turquoisey matte sleeves, which I really like. It kind of feels just like a snowman color to me. So this is my first page. This is the starters, of course, the original you know, starting Pokemon in Gen 1. The Bulbasaur, Charizard, the Charmander and Squirtles. This card right here is really expensive, but I pulled it out of a pack. This is like the only card that I've really pulled like an amazing card out of just opening packs. Most of the time, like I said, I've just been doing singles, but that's a really awesome hit that I have. These have just recently become very expensive, the Pokemon 151s. So I actually just got them in Japanese because they're way cheaper. So maybe someday I'll be able to get this Blastoise. I doubt it though, it's very expensive. And then same thing, Charmanders. Anything that's just these starters are very expensive right now anyway. That's just kind of how they go. And then I have my Pikachu page, which is in progress. Same reason. These ones that I want left are still very expensive cards, so I'm just waiting for that to come down. Then I have my Evolutions page, the final two. Likewise, same thing, still expensive, but I just like how they're looking so far. There's some other cards, and these are kind of the only ones where I have pages dedicated to specific just one Pokemon. Most of the time, I try to just have different versions, or not different, like a bunch of different Pokemon. This is probably my favorite spread, my favorite two pages back to back here. On this side, we have kind of like legendaries, and this side we have trainers and their Pokemon. So this is probably my favorite card that I have of any of them, is this Ethan's Ho-Oh. I have a lot of love and just relationship with Ho-Oh since I played Pokemon Gold, so I really love this card. It's very expensive, but I did use birthday money to get it, so it feels more justified that I was able to get that. I also love this Groudon, an incredible card, even the Dialga, just all these are really good. Here's the original birds, original generations. I got the Gen 2 cats there, so just I really like how this one came together and looks. And then here, same thing, just some really awesome cards here. I love this Ethan's Typhlosion. The Enzekrom is really cool. So I just really love, again, just these illustration rares are so beautiful. I started to do some like typing pages, and these felt like opposites to me, of like a fire page and an ice page. So again, they're in progress. I'm getting some other cards down the road. Again, it's just like things are a lot of money, right? So it's like I gotta pace myself a little bit. But likewise here, I have a water page and a lightning page. So I'm trying to do kind of just like opposites here. So I like a lot of the cards here. I love this Mega Sharpedo and this Garchomp. Those are really awesome. I'm gonna sub some of these out for some other water cards, like these two here, maybe even this Manaphy. I might sub for some other ones. There's a beautiful Meryl card, but likewise, it's very expensive right now. I'm in progress with the lightning side. This is kind of my foresty page. This side's like relaxing, forest relaxing Pokemon. I got some other cards in mind. This one is one big picture painting that all the cards fit together, and the one in the middle is a Pikachu, which again, like I mentioned, is very expensive right now. It just has recently way shot up. It was a $20 card, it's almost a $50 card now, so I'm gonna wait and see if that comes down. But there's just one missing in that full picture, which is I really love just how they all kind of paint the same picture. I like this one a lot too. This might be my second favorite page spread. I got this theme is like sunset, so like Pokemon just like on various sunsets. I just think it's a very pretty page, a lot of pretty cards. Love that Tyranitar, very good. This Wailord is awesome, just some really cool cards. And then this side is like fighters and warriors. Like, it's not fighting type Pokemon, but just like they look like they're all ready for battle. So it's just kind of like really mean looking Pokemon, or ones that just look really like they could mess you up. Got the nice Arceus in the middle. That's a really good card that I like. This page is like the polar opposite. This is going to be my cute Pokemon page, two of them. So this is going to be like Pokemon sleeping and just like doing cute things. This one is also going to be them doing just kind of funny things, or like ones like this that have really beautiful backgrounds, just like nice you know, Aurora Borealis type stuff or pretty skies. It's going to be that. And so this is going to just be like really cute Pokemon doing cute things. And that one's also obviously very in progress. And then my last one here, this page is specifically for art from Jerky, is the artist that makes these cards specifically. So I have 4 so far, but I have the other 5 planned that are all just one artist because I just really like the art style. This Tapu Koko was my favorite that I really enjoyed, and then just kind of branched off from there to get the other art from Jerky. So I really like that. And then this right now is just like my extra cards that didn't fit on any other page, but eventually it might become just like really colorful. Like the cards are very colorful. I love this Screamtail. This card is like $6. It's crazy cheap for how beautiful that is. It's a promo card, and those sometimes can be very expensive. Sometimes you can find them really cheap, but just for how awesome that card looks, I can't believe how cheap it is. Man, it's been a crazy journey. I passed like 100 cards so far, which is really wild to me because I've done this basically the last like 6 months, I guess. And so it's obviously still very in progress, but I have like a big spreadsheet of cards that I want. And it's just been really satisfying to see it all come together into this binder, especially once I started adding these sleeves and it just kind of ties it all together. Now, it's worth saying that, of course, this hobby is super expensive as well. Of course, it's like, guys, it's kind of just been a big money sink. Now, another thing I've been doing is like going through these old cards and actually selling them too. So then I've been using kind of like those funds of these old cards that I don't necessarily care about, but I can still sell them, and then using those to buy the cards that I really actually do like in this binder as well. So here's the other thing is the market is insane right now. There is so much like scalping going on and prices are insane. People are being crazy about Pokemon. And so it's really, really hard to get product, but I was lucky enough to find these 2 booster bundles. These are the only 2 things that I have, Black Bolt and Mega Evolution. So we're gonna open these because it's like, yeah, I see how expensive these are. I could like sell these and make money, but I don't want to do that because I feel like that's what's kind of ruining the hobby. So I want to open it and see what cards we have, because that's what the joy is all about, is actually just opening the cards. So that's what we're going to do. Basically, all I have in my location is vending machines. So I'm kind of at the mercy of the vending machines, which for the most part, almost always just have nothing in them. So I say let's start with the Black Bolt. So let's just dive in, and I'm going to see if I can open some packs here. I've never opened packs on camera before, but let's just do it because I just think it's fun to see sometimes. Ponard, yeah, we're going to go through and see what we get. Okay, nothing in this first pack. Well, there you go. Okay, second pack here. Let's see what we can find. Ooh, we got a Hollow Energy, which is pretty cool. But nothing on a big hit. Okay, pack number 3. Let's see what we can find in our Black Bolt pack here. Is there anything special? Ooh, that's a nice one. A Drillbur, illustration rare, and a Kyurem EX. Wow, both of those are actually pretty nice. Those are definitely going to be cards that we're going to put in some sleeves. Interesting. That's a nice one. That's a really cool looking card. So like I said, I started doing this around November, which is before Phantasmal Flames came out, and then ever since then. So right now we're around like Perfect Order, kind of. Came out recently. Ends Plan, Snivy, nothing, Landorus. Okay. So it's been interesting seeing like the release schedule and like how often they release packs and stuff, because it's about every few months, which is like a lot. So, you know, it's interesting like to try and keep up with the new ones, but it's also about the cycle, right, of like how the pricing of cards go and things. Wow, okay. Another Hollow Energy, and then 2 of the Caracostas. Interesting. Yeah, like the cycle of like when cards go down in price and stuff. So it's like I want to get stuff from like Ascended Heroes, but I'm waiting for it to like go down in price. And yeah, it's just interesting to kind of like learn more about the market and just kind of like see what cards are most interesting. But, you know, for the most part, I just collect for fun. I just like how they look in a binder. I'm not interested in grading at all. Wow, okay, so in our entire 6-pack of Black Bolt, we only got 2 things that were even noteworthy at all. We got a Drillbur and the Kyurem EX. That's a little unfortunate, but that's okay. We'll move on to our Mega Evolutions. Yeah, like I said, I'm very not interested at all in grading cards, and I think that's also a big reason like why the hobby has kind of turned into what it is now, where it's just a money thing, because I don't care about putting it in an ugly thing of plastic and then just like, you know, I just like how they look in a binder better. I want to look at the card, and I don't care about like the value as much. Hey, that's nice, a Night Stretcher. Okay, I think that's a useful card in the actual trading card game, but maybe they just did a rotation, so it might not be one that you can use anymore. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, I don't really get the point of grading. I don't like it anyway, but then also it's like it feels also like it's kind of a big scam where it's like you don't even know what grade you're going to get. Sometimes you just get bad grades, and then there's all these scandals about it too. So it's also like, what's the, I don't know. I don't really see much of the benefit when all I want to do is just keep cool ones in my binder, and I'm not really worried about price or selling them or anything like that. So I just like, you know, gathering the cool illustrations. Like that's the whole point to me, is just getting really cool cards. So that's what I want to do. Okay, so we are seeing firsthand why opening packs is not really worth it. But yeah, it's like, I'm certainly not going to pay the, like, you know, scalper price for these, but like, even when you get them at market price, like, you know, you're certainly probably not going to have crazy hits. Just that's the basis of the game here. Look at this. We've had very, very little to show for our 10 packs so far, and now we're on to 11 and 12. Gosh, I would love if we could get something for the binder, because you know, there's some cards that I do want from Black Bolt Mega Evolution that I think would be cool to add to the binder, so it'd be nice if it was something that I would actually be interested in. Hey, that's a nice one. Mega Kangaskhan EX. I actually do really like that. The special illustration rare of this is beautiful, but that's also just a cool card right there. People say last pack magic. I don't know about any of that stuff, but let's see if we can find anything to add to our 4 that we have right here. Last pack. Okay. Oh, there you go. That's an illustration or a Stuffle. Very nice. That's a cute card. Speaking of cute cards, I might add that to my cute page, because that's really cool. Okay, well, there you go. We got one last decent card. Okay, so look at that. So we have 2 illustrationers, a Struffle and a Drillbur, 2 EXs, and a Night Stretcher. So, you know, again, like I was just saying, price-wise, not really worth it, but I will say it's just fun. It's fun to do. There's a lot of, like, the adrenaline rush of opening packs, and it's just fun. And then there you go. Look at that. We got some cute little cards out of it, so way to go, us. Well, thank you all for joining me on my Pokemon journey. Tell me your thoughts on Pokemon down below. Like, what's been your relationship over the years? Have you, like, come and gone like I did and then came back? Or have you always been super into Pokemon? Are you not really into them at all? I'm just kind of curious your thoughts. Tell me in the comments below. We can chat about it. And I'll see you on the next episode. Bye, everyone.